Let's get into the day one predictions real quickly as we wrap up this section of the show before we get into the results, which a large part I have not seen yet until like right now. Pre-show, Cesaro and Ricochet versus Ridgeholland and Sheamus just announced this morning for day one on Saturday. What team do you think wins here? I've been liking the Cesaro-Sheamus mini feud. Sheamus and Ridgeholland seem like the more of the team than Cesaro and Ricochet, but Cesaro has lost to Ridge and Sheamus every time. So I think this is a Cesaro and Ricochet win.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe keep the heat on the baby faces, but like you said, or on the heels, but I mean, Cesaro's lost every time, so I'd give him some win here. Have the heels chase a little bit. Like I said, you can still have a win and then heels beat their ass after, so I would have Ricochet and Cesaro win.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Ricochet in a while either, and I felt like he was, starting to get over a little bit more on SmackDown when they started to give him more opportunities, and then he just disappeared. So, hopefully this is a nice fresh start for him in 2022. We can only hope. That being said, so with the rest of the card, after what we got on Raw this week, do you think any of the major matches changed due to COVID stuff, or do you think it stays as is?
I mean, it's possible. We'll see what happens. I think they'll probably try their best. I mean, if they went on Raw, maybe, I don't know, the 5-day quarantine thing now, so I don't know, we'll see. But
yeah, I think WWE will try their hardest to get everyone on the show, so I think that's ultimately what's going to happen. Drew McIntyre, Madcap Moss. McIntyre's got to win, right? I mean, he has to.
Oh, I was going to pick Madcap. Just kidding.
What?
Drew all the way. I actually don't mind Madcap. I mean, I like Riddick Moss better. I mean, him and Tino.
I was going to say, who's Tino? Then I remembered.
Oh, God, I love them together. But, I mean, I feel like we've seen Riddick Moss a few times at those NXT shows. He used to always be on them, and every time he'd have a new gimmick.
Yep, he always did. And never improved the lick either.
Good. I think he's good. Like I said, I just feel like this Madcap and Happy Corbin stuff is just like fodder at this point. It is what it is. But if you haven't Drew face him, like that's how you know you're in fucking trouble.
Yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. It's clearly filler. They're building the McIntyre and Corbin, which who gives a shit about? I mean, I guess a small part of me can see Moss winning just to continue the feud, but if you're going to have Drew potentially take the title off of Roman, to have him lose to fucking Madcap Moss is a joke. I mean, Drew doesn't really lose unless it really truly matters, so I certainly would not have him lose here. SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Usos versus the New Day for the upteenth time. I mean, the Usos have lost to the New Day the last 3 weeks in a row. I feel like this is a slam dunk win for the Usos at day one. A pay-per-view essentially named after them.
They need to win. I mean, they've been cool off so much lately. They lose at every turn. So I would have Usos win here. I like the New Day, but I feel like they've gotten the better hand of the Usos lately. It's kind of starting to turn them into jokes, and then they're going to toss around like ragdolls against Lesnar. So give them some wins. Got to heat them up a little bit. I mean, at this point, they're just honestly becoming just grade A losers.
I mean, this division is in shambles. They have these two teams. They have, Nakamura and Boogs. Is that even a team? Los Lotharios? I mean, they have almost no teams on SmackDown.
I mean, Raw has no tag teams either.
Raw has more teams. You just don't care about them, which I understand. I don't know what's worse.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the tag division just needs to fucking go, or you have to actually put some actual interest into it.
It has never been a priority for them. That has always been their Achilles heel in this company for the most part. I have Usos winning as well. Moving on over to Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan, Raw Women's Championship. Is it Liv's moment, or does Becky retain going into the road to WrestleMania?
Big time Bex retains. I really like what they've done with Liv. I just don't think she's the one. I like her. I hope they keep it up. I hope they kind of do something similar they did with Bianca.
Yep.
Like, even though she's not in the championship picture, she's doing something or on TV. I mean, they clearly see future with her, and I think Liv has potential. I think she's better. She's from where she began with the fucking New Jersey yo thing. Like, it's honestly crazy to see where she came from. So I'm happy she's getting her shot. I think she's done great with it. I just think Becky's gonna win. I think she should. And then, like you said, I think it's got to be either Rhea or Bianca. I mean, honestly, Bianca probably should be the one to beat her, but I wouldn't have a problem if it's Rhea either. But keep Liv on the show. I think she's got good fanfare. Keep pushing her, and I think you could possibly make a star out of her as well. So just don't not put her on TV or do dumb shit.
Yeah, I don't think she's the wrong person so much as it's just not the right time. Like, I feel like they're telling this story with her as, with Becky, that she's been champion every active day since WrestleMania 35. I feel like to ruin that, to take the belt off of her now before we even get to WrestleMania, I wouldn't do that. So I would keep the belt on her till Mania, have her beat Liv. I agree, though. Either Becky or Rhea makes sense to have one of them take the belt off of Becky ultimately come WrestleMania. Edge versus The Miz. Again, same thing as Moss, where I feel like Miz could sneak out a cheap victory here to keep the feud going, but I don't know. Edge just beat Rollins at Crown Jewel, and they want to keep the momentum going. He's got to beat The Miz. I like The Miz. I'm glad he's back with Maurice, but he's still being booked like a goof for the most part. I don't want goofy Miz beating Edge. I just think that's silly. Edge has got to win here. I think it might be with the help of Beth Phoenix to set up a mixed tag, probably the Rumble. What say you, Mr. Marceau? Does Beth come in here, and who do you see winning?
No, I was gonna say I feel like I have Miz going here. I feel like you'd have Maurice pull a leg or get involved, and then you have the Miz win, and then you get the tag team.
Okay.
I feel like there's no point. You wouldn't get the tag team if Edge won.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be fine, I think, with Miz and Maurice winning the mixed tag, but then Miz losing to Edge. Miz beating Edge, I don't know. I want to see I want to see Miz elevated is the problem, but he's just a fucking, they book him like a loser. The last 2 years of his career have been a complete waste. I don't know if there's any rebounding from that. Like some of the dripstick stuff, oh my god, I can't. The stuff with Braun was bad. It was really bad.
Braun was really bad.
It was really bad. I could go on and on. The stuff with New Day was pretty shit. They've done a lot of bad. Never-ending feud with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Not going to forget, they never won a fucking match. Never beat him once. Terrible. Terrible. I think Edge wins here, but Miz wins, like you said. I think that's definitely a possibility. To the two top title matches we go, assuming they happen as advertised. Big E defends the WWE Championship against Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley. There's so many people involved in this thing now, I feel like Big E's got to retain. I guess Rollins could win without pinning Big E. I don't see Bobby getting the belt back on the show. Owens, even though he resigned, would be a nice shocker. It would be a pleasant surprise if he won. I feel like, again, he's another guy a lot like The Miz. They book him too often to look like a goof. And I feel like him as champion would just be a joke at this point, unless they really rebuild him back up. Big E and Rollins are really who it comes down to. I feel like we're getting Big E and Rollins regardless of the Rumble. Rollins could win, I guess. I don't know. I'm not feeling a title change here. What about you?
It's tough. I like Big E. I feel like his title reign's kind of been meh. I feel like the introduction of more people that you could see someone else winning. I'm gonna stick with Big E though. And I feel like maybe, like you said, maybe you could have Rollins win. But if not, even if you don't have Rollins win, he still kind of has that. He's supposed to have that one-on-one title shot opportunity. So like you said, he could still do them at the Rumble. I kind of want Owens to win, but I don't know. I guess I don't have the faith in them to do it. So I don't think Bobby's gonna win. Why take the belt off him? You're just gonna put it back on him.
Yeah.
I want Owens to win. I think, but Big E will retain though.
Do you think Big E holds on to the championship till Mania or no? I know we've talked about this before.
It's tough. I just don't know who you have him face is the problem. And
they don't have a lot of depth on this roster at all.
And for the love of God, don't say Goldberg.
Okay, what about Omos?
No.
What?
No.
Have him win the Rumble.
No, thank you.
Goldberg. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on here. I think Big E retains. At least we'll get past this pay-per-view, and we'll see what they have in store beyond that. I still think we're getting Big E and Rollins at the Rumble. I don't think Rollins needs to go into Mania as the WWE champion. Again, who would you have him face at that point? I don't know. I think Big E retains, though. And then we get to what was very likely what's going to be the main event. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, part 12 probably. Universal Championship. I'm still hooked on this feud, brother. This has been great stuff on SmackDown. The rest of the show is pretty abysmal, but the Roman and Brock stuff has been great. The match should be good. I like the Crown Jewel match, liking the roles being reversed. What will Paul Heyman do is the question here, and how will that factor into the finish? So, before I even give my prediction, Mr. Marceau, what do you think's going down here, and what will Heyman do? Where does his allegiance lie?
Kid puts me on the spot first. Fuck. I'm saying he's going to go back with Roman. I think maybe it's just getting Brock's confidence up that he's got Heyman in his back pocket when he really doesn't. I don't know. I don't really see any, Heyman and Roman was such a great pairing that, putting them with Lesnar, who's really got a shelf life at this point, I don't see any benefit in it. I would keep him with Roman. If not, keep him with Roman. Don't put him with someone else, but not Brock. I don't know. I have Roman winning here, and I think Paul helps him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you think it's going to happen because you want it to happen, or because you genuinely think it's going to happen?
I think it's going to happen.
All right, I'm more in the camp of I just want it to happen. I don't know if it will. That's the thing, though. They're not making it obvious. That's why I like this, because WWE, from a booking standpoint, is so incompetent most times that it's actually unpredictable as to whether they're going to do the right thing. So I think it actually benefits them in a certain way, which is helpful, I guess. It's kind of negative to think that way, but I feel like that's an actual benefit for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably because Heyman's got his fingerprints on it, and it's something that he's doing. It's not really them.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I don't think Roman loses. I don't know. He's been champion for so long. I wouldn't have him lose out at a pay-per-view called Day One. I think you got to wait until WrestleMania. We're so close, dude. How do you not wait till WrestleMania?
And I just don't think Brock should beat him.
He's a fresh young star.
I'd honestly rather Drew beat him, and I really don't want to see that, but I'd rather Drew beat him than Brock.
That's my thought exactly. If it's going to be anyone of those two, it's got to be Drew. I mean, at least he's going to be here. Brock's not going to be here. I mean, if Brock wins just for Roman to win it back at the Rumble, that'd be fucking stupid. I mean, he's held the belt for so long, to interrupt it at this point, unless it really means something, I think would be dumb. So they got to keep it on him. I'm not even saying keep it on until next year WrestleMania, like for the Rock match. I mean, I don't know how many people would complain about that, but at this point, I would keep the belt on him. I like how unpredictable this is, but I think Roman's got to win. I think Roman wins, LOL, still the Universal Champion.